The following is a presentation of Black Bear Sports Group. Watch the entire 2025-2026 United States Premier Hockey League season exclusively on the new home of USPHL Hockey, Black Bear TV. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Mount Clemens Ice Arena. We're located approximately 30 minutes northeast of Motown, Detroit, in Mount Clemens, Michigan. As the former two-time U.S. Premier Midwest Division champions and three-time National Championship Tournament participants, the Metro Jets Development Program, MJDP, will face off against the Chicago Cougars. My name is Zeke Fravor, voice of the Toledo Cherokee, filling in for Matt Preer, voice of the Metro Jets, up high on the flight deck, alongside color analyst and Black Bear TV broadcast producer Matt Naiman, cameraman Tyler Naiman, and we welcome you to the Troy Oral Surgery pregame show for all of your oral surgery needs, from facial trauma reconstruction, oral pathology, pre- and post-prosthetic surgery, and more. Dr. Robert John, an oral and maxillofacial surgeon, offers a full scope of oral and maxillofacial surgical procedures. With almost 25 years of experience, Dr. John brings a unique combination of medical expertise, precision, and compassionate care to the practice. Learn more at TroyOralSurgery.com. Well, Matt Naiman, game two of the doubleheader day. We just saw the Metro Jets elite team handle business 12-3 over the Cougars elite team, and now we get the afternoon cap. MJDP and the Cougars. Let's take a look at MJDP here first. Some guys with some milestones here in this one. Number 18, Corey Anderson, is playing in his 74th career game here today. He had 2 goals on January 31st against the Cougars. He's at 13 points on the season. Only played, this will be game 28, but 74 career games for number 18, Corey Anderson.
Yeah, Corey Anderson, just one of those guys that has, against certain teams, has a fantastic game. I don't know what it is, but he's one of them. And with the way these games have gone, considering last weekend to what we got coming up this weekend with MJDP and the Chicago Cougars, the Cougars have really just been a thorn in their side, going head to head. You know, just like I had said that, these matchups here are becoming like the Jets Toledo. You know, it's that close.
Yeah, you look at it, I mean, last weekend the Cougars won 5-4 on the 30th of January. MJDP bounces back with a 4-2 victory last Saturday. Then the Cougars a 3-0 victory on Sunday. So, and then they've got a few more coming up here, starting with this one. So it should be a great time here in this one. We'll take a look at number 53, John Legibokov, his 80th career game today. He's in the starting lineup, local product out of Macomb, Michigan. Just 6 points on the season, but from what I've seen in the couple games I've called for MJDP, watching, moves the puck very well, sees the ice very well.
Yeah, he does. He does that, and he's able to find, some of the open ice. And so even though he has the 6 points, he's still a contributing player, whether it's maintaining it in the zone, getting it into the zone. Even if you don't get the points, he's still one of those players that contributes to the success that this MJDP team has.
Another guy we'll take a look at who's produced against the Cougars, number 61, Alex Fournier, older brother Enric, playing on the Big Jets, but Alex Fournier on the season, 16 points in 36 games played. Again, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points against the Cougars this season.
Yeah, and this is, against this team, I expect them wanting Fournier to step up here and really get a goal, maybe 2, or contribute, get some more assists in there on this, because that's something they definitely need, because either they're getting beat 3-0 or by multiple goals, or it's just a 1-goal game. Yeah, so it's going to come down. This is going to come down to one of the games where all the little things matter.
Another guy we'll take a look at, number 27, Clovis Gamelin, out of Drummondville, Quebec. 12 goals on the season, one of those against the Cougars. He's a guy, again, he's got some pretty slick hands on him. He's got some speed. Number 27 in white today. Keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, Clovis is another good player. They got a handful. I mean, I can't just say a handful. I mean, every single one of these players that they have on this MJDP has different attributes that contribute to the game, and it's always great to see. But the one thing that this MJDP team is going to have to do is control the tempo and try to control the games. Do not get yourself in penalty trouble against this team. We've seen it in the past, and it came back to bite them. And so that's something they're going to have to watch out for.
And finally on MJDP's side, we'll take a look at starting goaltender Cameron Cyrus, 5'10", 150-pounder out of Romeo, Michigan. 8-9, 0-0 on the season, a 3.15 goals against average, and 8.95 save percentage. But, it seems like in big games, he's a guy that really steps up. He stole a game against Columbus. He was playing well that game that was suspended. He played Toledo very tough at the Chicago Showcase. A guy that, when he needs to step up in a big moment, he absolutely does.
Yeah, and that's also been, he does, but that's also been some of the problems with the MJDP team through the season is, Matt and I would sit up here and it's like, what team are we going to get today? It's been very inconsistent. They've either played, fantastic, or it's like, what are you guys doing out there, right? There's been a lot of really no in between, so this is something they're going to have to be on their game on, and Cyrus is going to have to really be on his game and hopefully step away from these one-goal games or these shutouts.
And now we'll take a look at the Chicago Cougars. Come into this with a record of 13-19, 2-1, 29 points, fourth in the Midwest Division. And we'll start with a guy who's starting at right wing, number 8, Will Manerick. 6'5", 215 pounds, can't miss him out of Huntley, Illinois. 43 points on the season. He's got a 5-game point streak coming into this one. On that, 2 goals, 4 assists for Will Manerick. Again, he's a guy that you can't miss out there.
No, you can't. I mean, the guy's good and smooth as his hands, fantastic at finding the open ice and getting that breakaway, 2-on-1s. Just a great guy, and it helps out even better with one of the upcoming starters that we'll be announcing here shortly that he's paired up with, and man, they are just lethal out there.
Yeah, we'll take a look at another one of those starters. Where's the C for the Cougars? Number 25, Spencer Kauke. It seems like every game that I call, when he was with the Crush, now with the Cougars, he facilitates the play so well. I mean, again, you look at his size. He's 6'2", 210 pounds. To do the things that he can do with the puck at that size is so impressive.
Yeah, Spencer Kauke, he's there. I'd have to say, at least from the Jets' perspective, is Kauke is their number 1 threat out there on the ice. I mean, he has burned these guys, I don't know how many times over the weekend. He was their top goal scorer against the Jets over the weekend. He's a really, really good player. But with his line mates that he's got, man, their starting lineup is a lethal line for the Metro Jets. They're really going to have to watch it.
It absolutely is. I mean, we're not going to delve into the complete starting lineup, but a guy I also want to highlight, number 28, Ryan Luxinger. He himself has 26 points on the season. He's a guy that's got a little bit of a mean streak to him. It's every game that I've seen out of Luxinger, he's got the skill, but if needed, he really can be a thorn in the side of whatever team he's playing against.
Yeah, he's, I guess you can say he's the agitator on the ice, right? He's always in the mix, and, with his other line mates that he's got going on, it's just they can create havoc out there on the ice. And with watching this MJDP team play them multiple times, especially just recently, man, I'll tell you what, we're in for one heck of a game today.
One last guy I want to highlight up front, and the skater side of things is number 10, Charles Damaraki. 36 points in 36 games played, 4 assists against MJDP this season. I mean, he's a guy, you see his name constantly in the press releases being a player of the week. So you got to keep an eye out for Charles Damaraki. Just a 2006 birth year out of Lake Elgin, Illinois. He's a guy that, there's so many guys you can say you got to keep your eye on. He's another one, especially from the back end, can spring some offense on you.
Well, yeah, this whole starting lineup plus trickling into the second line, they got a lot of guys that can do some damage. And so That's where I was saying with the Jets here, they're going to have to capitalize on the little things. Not only them completing the little things, but capitalizing on the little things that the Cougars may not do. They got to be able to take advantage of it. And it goes the same way with the Cougars.
And lastly, he already got off the ice for warm-ups, but starting goaltender Charles Donahue, 6'3", 190-pounder out of Wheaton, Illinois, 5'7", 1-0, 3.38 goals against average, and 911 save percentage. He moves very well.
Yeah.
I have noticed that. But if you can get him really going side to side, if you get an odd man rush, there's some opportunities to beat him. But again, very sound in his performance usually.
Yeah, he's generally your simple stay-at-home goalie, right? He doesn't. He moves when necessary. Other than that, he just squares up to the puck nicely and makes the saves that's needed. And I think here his numbers honestly don't do him justice. He's a better goaltender than that. And so I think it's going to be a goaltender's duel here today, and it's going to be a good one. I was looking forward to this one midway through our first game here.
Yeah, a lot on the line. Playoffs coming up. MJDP second in the division. Chicago Cougars fourth. MJDP 8 points ahead, but again the Cougars 3 games in hand.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for our Troy Oral Surgery pregame show. We're going to step aside for the ice cut. Puck drop slated. Well, actually, it's 2:36 right now. Maybe a little before 3 o'clock here from MCIA. We thank for tuning in thus far. Don't turn that feed off. We'll be back for the first period of action. And good afternoon, hockey fans. Welcome to Mount Clemens, Michigan. Chicago Cougars and MJDP coming up here in just a moment. We'll get you your Metro Junior Jets hockey organization starting lineups. The Metro Junior Jets, formerly the Mount Clemens Hockey Club, offer Little Jets Learn to Skate program, house and travel hockey programs for girls and boys. The Junior Jets are also the only organization in Michigan that fields a parent junior A hockey team. Matt Naiman, matter of fact, 3 of them in the same facility. A true development ladder with some of the most experienced coaches in metropolitan Detroit. We'll start with the Chicago Cougars. Up front, Spencer Kauke, Alexander Polk, Stennis, Wilman Eric. On defense, Gavin Jones, Charles Damaraki. Between the pipes, Charles Donahue. 5'7", 1-0, 338 goals against average, 911 save percentage. For MJDP up front, number 41, Vince Pika. Number 49, Ryan Jacobson. Number 71, Caleb Curto. On defense, number 53, John Lejabokoff, and number 61, Alex Fournier. Between the pipes, Cameron Cyrus, 8'9", 0-0, 315 goals against average, and an 895 save percentage. Puck is down. It's hockey time for the second time here in Mount Clemens, Michigan. Saw a 12-3 win for Metro Jets Elite about a half hour ago. As puck backhanded in, loose, scores! How about it, Ryan Jacobson? 29 seconds in, 6th goal of the season. Knew right where to be, Matt Naiman. Found the rebound. That's an early start for MJDP.
Well, he apparently listened to me when I was upstairs. He was walking down. I'm like, come on, let's do this. You got one. And he did. He actually wanted to get it over with quick.
29 seconds. They say the worst time to give up a goal in the first minute, in the last minute of a period. And MJDP has done just that. Rentner on ahead, intended for Luxinger, and quickly taken away. Out comes LeBlanc. Overskated the puck for a moment. Redirected back in by Varelli. Rentner sweeps one around, so an early hole for the Cougars here. They got to dig free. Shot by Smith off the side of the net. MJDP came to play in this one. Schaefer works one down. Thrown up the wall. LeBlanc holds in. Papa Christopoulos around to the near side. Simpson holds in. Shot blocked. Schaefer angles one on ahead for LeBlanc. Gets tag teamed by a couple of Cougars. Rentner backhands one on ahead. Piakatowski on ahead for Rodriguez. Taking away Schaefer. Rentner. Big hulking defenseman backhands one back in. Simpson quickly returns the favor, where Rentner will pick up in the slot defensive zone. Bounces one on ahead for Engstrom. Worked free and now fed on ahead. Stanhope to the near side. Boscovich works his way on in. Boscovich throws on the brakes, near side corner. Finds his man, Stanhope. Faked the shot, worked one down for Gamelin, couldn't connect. Gamelin holds in. Dropped back by Rocco Watson, now fed down the ice. Boscovich gives chase, near side corner. Backhands one across for Stanhope. On ahead he goes for Clovis Gamelin. Hands off for Kobayashi. Skates in with a wrist shot. Big rebound given up and swept away from danger by Charles Damaraki. Nazar Yakubiak pokes one in past Alex Fournier. Now backhands one up, top of the circle. Damaraki back down for Cameron Twaddell. Skating in his 79th career game here this afternoon as Kauke picks up. Guy you gotta keep an eye out for. Anderson couldn't connect with Kobayashi. Twaddell backhands one. Cyrus the save. Kobayashi feeds on ahead just over the stick of Benavides, and icing called against MJDP. 17:02 left in the first period. 1-0 MJDP.
Yeah, great pressure so far. Good back and forth game. So we'll see. I'm sure that's something, I know that's something that the Chicago Cougars did not like, getting scored on that early. And typically it's been Chicago scoring first as of late. And so finally the MJDP gave them a little taste of their medicine and said, see, how do you like this now? So we'll see if they can hold this up, because they've had the lead in the past before, lost it, and ended up losing the game just by one. They had the one shutout. These games have been very close.
Couple of confidence-building saves early for Cameron Cyrus, 5'10", 150-pound goaltender out of Romeo, Michigan. Fed on ahead. Anderson got a piece of it, played back in by Papachristopoulos. That might be my favorite name to say in the USPHL this season, Gabriel Papachristopoulos. Rentner on a cross, hit the stick of Kobayashi. Lejabokov. Left one for Schaefer. Shuffles one for Rabone. Spins away a pass for Anderson. He's got Kobayashi with him. Anderson in front off the skate of Kobayashi. Rabone lays one back in. Rentner couldn't escape the zone. McElroy across for Papachristopoulos. Lobs one out. Anderson tried to poke it out of the air. Lejabokov gets run over at center ice by Polkstenis. Jammed back along by Rentner. Pia Katowski saunters his way in, taken off by Curto. Stretch pass the other way for Jacobson. Open the scoring for MJDP. He's got a lot of speed out there. Poked away off the stick of Pika. Foot race. Pia Katowski wins it, works around Simpson. Pia Katowski drives in off the side of the rebound was there, and Cyrus quickly out to the top of the crease to make another save.
Yeah, it was one there. I mean, it was a good thing Cyrus thought he initially had it. They were able to poke that loose. Referee Libstaff lost sight of the puck, even though it was loose out in front of him, and stopped the play and blew that whistle.
Grant Libstaff, I don't know if you saw it in warm-ups, Matt, saw me standing here and gave me one of those, what the heck are you doing up there?
Oh, some of the boys, are you calling this game for Matt? Yeah.
Yes. Filling in for Matt Preer here today and tomorrow. Sincerely appreciate the opportunity that you guys thought of me to fill in for the legendary Matt Preer. Don't want to inflate his ego too much more.
No, he is full of hot air. He's up in the UP. Right. Could help him. Keep it going.
As it's picked up behind the net by Fernandez.
I'm the comedy portion of the show. I'm sorry.
Smith lays one on in. Work back the other way. Pia Katowski across for Luxinger. Small by today's standards, 5'7", 155-pounder. Ryan Luxinger out of Rockford, Illinois. Still puts up points. Kauke works down low. Spencer Kauke, the captain of this Cougars. Tries to facilitate a pass. Hit a body in front. Pinballs back down low. Kauke finds it again. He's upended. And it's quickly lobbed in the air by LeBlanc to the neutral zone. Nearly poked free as Gavin Jones works back up ice. Shot high over the net. Kauke another shot as the Cougars with some pushback here. Cyrus dives out to hang on. 14:20 to go in the first period of play.
You know, this is their destruction crew line right here. This is the line for the Chicago that can do some damage, that can definitely put some points up. So, as you can tell, the play, since this line's been out, the play's been in the Jet zone.
Yeah, huge series here over the next few days between these two teams. Gamelin, he's got a break. Can he get there? No! Fired away by Donahue. Gamelin now picks up, centers one. McLean throws one towards the net, goes wide. Stanhope down low. Gamelin walks out. Gamelin tries to fire. Stick knocked away from Jones. Loose in the slot. Played up to the point. Who's just seeing us on across Stanhope. Shot blocked in front. Played back. Near side corner. Kauke drives one towards the point. Laid back in. Damaraki, far side corner. Hands one around for Jones at the end of a long shift. Look for this line to get off if they get a chance. Kauke up ice, gains the red line, works outside in. Now he's in. Shot glove down by Cyrus.
Wow. Yeah, Yuzuskinich there doing everything he could to, defend that, and he was able to come around and tie both the Jets defenders together to get them tied up, and that's how he was able to get that shot off, and Cyrus making that great glove save.
That's one of the hardest things for a goaltender to do is track the puck while you're shuffling shot the other way. Cyrus does it
and
so
that's
well.
what was nice. He was moving right and gloved it left.
Kobayashi works one around Papa Christopoulos. Little interference run there. We continue on. Big collision in the corner. Fournier, a diving attempt to hold it in, unable to do so. Lejabokov pitches one back in. Retner calmly knocks it down out of the air. Fed on ahead for Jakubiak. Now out wide, McElroy. McElroy slices it with the shot. Save, rebound, and Cyrus got there. Fournier to the half wall. Poked back in by Retner. Fournier is checked by McElroy. Fournier picks back up. Firing a pass off the stick of Papa Christopoulos. We continue on.
You love that name, don't you?
It's fantastic. The more times I get to say it, just it's unreal. The amount of times I got to call Cougars games this year, the amount of times I've gotten to say it. I mean, if I had $1 for every time I've said, I'd be a very rich man. See some heavy usage out of that young man from Gilbert, Illinois. Puck hops up. Smacked back the other way. Simpson lays one back for Schaefer. Fires one off the wall. And off the stick of Papa Christopoulos. Retner off the wall. It's played along by Will Manerick. Rodriguez couldn't get there. Curto pirouettes out of the way. Polkstenis throws a check into Graham. Retner dumps in. Cyrus out to play it. Settles it. And right into the midsection of Will Manerick. Held in. Shot redirected by Polkstenis directly in front of Cyrus. Simpson towards the blue line, and it hops over the stick of Rocco Watson. Big hit thrown by Fernandez. Shot, stick save made by Donahue. 11:29 to go, 1-0 MJDP.
Wow. It's been, I mean, both sides made some great last-second saves, and Cyrus on some of his, man, that guy, he's playing really, really good, being very aerobatic, jumping on pucks and trying not to give up those rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a smaller goaltender, you've got to be so technically sound. You have to play bigger than you are. He does such a good job at that. Whereas the other end, Donahue, you know, he's 6'3", long shot there, glove down. You don't have to play out as far, right? You don't have to be as agile. I'm not saying he's not agile, but you can play a little bit bigger than you are if you play out, but you don't have to.
Yeah, Libstaff was able to rub that one off as he got hit with the puck going in.
Laughing it off, Grant Libstaff. Seems like he's always up here at this rink.
Yeah, we get him quite a bit.
Kauke out for Luxinger. Break the other way. Kauke with the puck. Back across Luxinger. Shot. Cyrus the save. Getting a nice round of applause from the bench. 3-on-1 for MJDP. LeBlanc with a shot. Big rebound. Stanhope with another drive and a hit the stick of Donahue.
That was one on that last breakaway there from Chicago. I would have liked to seen a bit more movement out of that because they didn't do much of anything to make him move and to make an adjustment. So it was actually a very easy save for him.
Shot, delayed penalty coming up here. Nice play by Stanhope there, but delayed penalty coming up here. Seems to be going against MJDP. And it is high sticking. Liam Smith heading to the box. And that will bring up a take it to the mat. Michigan Athlete Training penalty kill, the official training facility and gym of the Metro Jets. They have a fully equipped 4,000 square foot gym with turf, changing lockers, player lounge, and shooting gallery. The mat is located next to the team's locker room, home of the Metro Jets Hockey Club and all Metro Junior Jets Association teams. Take a look at this Cougars power play, 17.83%. Which is 45th in the USPHL. They can snap the puck around pretty good. They need one here to get this thing back to all square. Played back into the neutral zone, Fernandez.
And this one, you know it's serious when you have Jamie Lovell there on the bench with them.
Yeah, you always notice.
Last game it was Danny and Howie, and you got Jamie on the bench. So this is a game. This is serious business here.
For sure. Good penalty kills so far for MJDP. 83% on the season. Good for 29th in the USPHL. They're playing very aggressive right now. As Will Manerick, far side corner, passes up top for Fernandez. Return feed Manerick. One more time, Fernandez hit a body in front. Polk-Stennis jumped out of the way and still got hit. Another shot, Polk-Stennis. Nice active stick from Schaefer to keep that away. Damaraki into the corner and cleared down the ice by Lejabokov.
Yeah, so far, good solid penalty kill by the Metro Jets, as they're not really allowing Chicago to set up much of anything here, as Chicago's making another attempt to get back into the zone.
Luxinger for Damaraki. Piukatowski the shot. Cyrus the save. 30 seconds to go on the power play for the Cougars. Luxinger drops one back. Piukatowski back around for Luxinger. Simpson quickly taking away his space. McElroy for Luxinger. Feeds up top. Papa Christopoulos walks the blue line. Passes across Rentner. Couple of stick handles. Shot redirected. Piukatowski loose on the side of the net. Cleared towards the blue line. Kobayashi gets there. Plays one to the near side. Still 3 seconds to kill. Rentner carries on in. We're back to full strength. Digging away. Play to the top of the circle. Papa Christopoulos dumps one down for McElroy. In front, Luxinger, the shot, and the save made by Cyrus. Kobayashi clears the zone. Benavides takes a weird bounce off the stanchion there.
Yeah, it came back towards us. That was a little different.
Seems to have helped MJDP, though. Simpson, the shot over the net. 8:05 to play in the first period. Played on across for Caleb Simpson out of Davison, Michigan. 2 points in his last 4 games played. As it's fired down by Piukatowski. Stanhope throws on the brakes. Poked along where it's picked up by Ben McLean out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Jakubiak towards the dot. Loose for Engstrom. A shot hit the mask of Cyrus and bounces directly to the stick of Benavides. Out of the zone. Mena got a piece of it. McLean left one for Benavides. Saunters in. Benavides poked away by Fernandez. Played around to the far side. Ujasinas works one down to the far side corner for Varelli. As Varelli is tied up down there with Engstrom. Still some extra shots being taken over there behind the play as it's played into the neutral zone. LeBlanc doesn't know where the puck is. Gets steamrolled. Jakubiak dumps in. Lejabokov skates out through the neutral zone. Flips one down into the near side corner for LeBlanc. Too far out of the reach of Lejabokov with that pass. He picks up in the neutral zone. Now works back for Fournier. Return feed on for Lejabokov. Fed on ahead. Dumped in. Smith gives chase along with Fernandez. Fernandez pokes along for Kauke. For Mena. And out wide he goes for Polk-Stennis. Kauke. Stick lift. Varelli got a piece of that one, which aided in clearing the zone. Damaraki on ahead. Polk-Stennis enters the zone. Hands off Manerick. Drop past Polk-Stennis. Shot nullified by the stick of LeBlanc. Loose in the slot. Swept away. Kobayashi off the glass. Glove down Fournier. Cleared the zone for a moment. Sent backhanded quickly back in. Kobayashi behind his own net. Jams one along for Caleb Simpson. On ahead for Anderson. Nice pass outlet for Rabone. Carries in. Drop pass. Anderson. Fans on the shot. Played across the ice. Luxinger backhands it softly in. Schaefer in the far side corner. Rims one to the near side. Anderson calmly clears the zone. Jones into the skates of Kobayashi, who's held to the wall now. Anderson digs it free. Schaefer on a cross for Simpson. Angles one off the skate of the linesman. Rabone keeps things going. Hopping onto the ice is Boscovich. airmails one down the ice over the stick of Anderson. Icing called with 4:54 to go in the first period. MJDP up 1-0 with the early goal in this one.
Other than that, it's been good back and forth hockey. Not not too much big action out there and out in front of the net.
No, really, they're trying to work it up top and start everything, go high to low.
Mm-hmm.
As it's played down by Pukatowski, sticked along by Cyrus. Yeah, not really what you'd expect. Nobody's really trying to penetrate the defense as offsides is called, which is really surprising for two teams that met not too long ago. As we look at the standings in the Midwest Division, Fort Wayne, I mean, they are so far ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Essentially have locked up that #1 seed in the Midwest Division. MJDP, number 2, 37 points. The T-Rex really kind of came out of nowhere. Occupy that number 3 spots, 5 points behind MJDP. Then the Cougars, 29 points again. So 8 points behind MJDP, but with 3 games in hand. So you can steal a couple of points here this weekend and make some magic happen. You could be looking at a number 2 seed if you're the Cougars.
Exactly.
Just out of the reach of Papa Christopoulos.
Yeah, that one with the standings there for MJDP in that division. That one there, besides Fort Wayne, right? The rest of that is pretty dang tight. You're 2, 3, and 4. Anything can happen right there.
Yeah, I mean, every game matters at this point of the season. Obviously, Fort Wayne, it helps they had that 15-game win streak to start the season as Curto picks up on the far side. But this is the time of the year. I love crunching the numbers as Fournier stutter, step, shot high. But I love crunching the numbers. I may have to do some math at the intermission. But again, I mean, these games here this weekend mean so much in this division. Papa Christopoulos dumps in wide of the cage of Cyrus. Fournier picks up 3:15 to go in the opening stanza. Jammed out of the zone. Gamelin can't get there. Twaddell back for Fernandez. Has Jakubiak open. Opts for Twaddell. Errant pass. And Twaddell, a nice recovery. Held in by Twaddell, helped by the linesman. Gamelin, 2-on-2. Gamelin carries in the near side, throws one towards the net, sticked along by Donahue. Smith couldn't get there. Watson to the far wall, Jakubiak. Lost the puck. Smith, no, Gamelin dumps in. 2.5 to play, opening period. 1-0 MJDP. Smith stepped into by Fernandez. Worked up top, shot. And Donahue hangs on. 2:21 to go in period number 1. Coming up at the conclusion of the first period, we'll have Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on ice reporter Sarah Vassar at center ice with our National Coney Island first period interview. Really, there's only one choice as that shot rises and kind of surprises Donahue. Carried out the other way. Kauke works wide on Schaefer. Kauke down the ice. Nice play, Lejabokov.
That's right where Kauke can be so dangerous because he can speed right around the defenders like that. He's got the big stature, the long legs to really get the speed up and going. And so that's where he can be so dangerous. Did a great job in there getting the stick in the way so he couldn't get that shot off.
Lejabokov over for Schaefer. Things haven't really opened up here in this one yet. Schaefer with the shot. Donahue the save. Damaraki went for the check instead of the puck. Varelli to the slot. Loose. Shot by Kobayashi blocked. Kauke off the glass. Schaefer down low to keep it in. Flipped back in by Kobayashi. 1:15 to go in the first period of play. Simpson drops one back for Boscovich. Lob down the ice. as Jones up the wall, glove down. Kobayashi, nearly a hand pass called as we enter the final minute of play in the opening period. Sent to the neutral zone. Simpson to the far side to retrieve. Ahead for Kobayashi. Picks up speed. On ahead for Rabone. Throws on the brakes. Battle at the blue line. Worked in. Anderson the shot. Rentner got a piece of that. And redirects it up and out of play. 37.7 seconds left. Big face-off here for both sides, right? If you're MJDP, you can win it. Really try and control play for the last 30-some seconds. As that point is null and void. Cougars win the face-off. Manerick down the ice. Works wide for McElroy. For Rentner. All alone. Shot and a save made by Cyrus. Papa Christopoulos. Nice play to get around Benavides. As it's worked to the near side by Ben McLean. 15 to go in the period. Polkstenis unable to clear the zone. Now he does. 5 to play. McElroy into the skates of Grant Lipstaff as time gonna expire. Extra shot thrown by Gamelin there on McElroy. But we are through the first 20 minutes of play. Just one goal in that period off the stick of Ryan Jacobson, his 6th of the season. So he will be at center ice with Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on ice reporter Sarah Vassar. Here in just one moment. Was that 29 seconds into the game, Matt Naiman?
29 seconds, yep. He wasted no time.
29 seconds into the game, Ryan Jacobson opened the scoring. On the ice with Sarah Vassar now. Sarah, take it away.
Thanks, Zeke. So Ryan, so far you have the only. Can you walk us through how that play developed?
I just saw we were just working down low, and I was just get in front of the net, and puck squirted out, and I just shot it out.
So what do you think your team did well throughout this first period?
We were putting good pressure on the puck.
All right, well, good luck with the rest of the game. Back up to you guys on the flight deck.
Thank you, Sarah. We are going to step aside for the first intermission. Again, Ryan Jacobson, the lone goal in this one. That was his 6th of the season. Under a minute into this game. Your score at the end of one period of play. MJDP 1, Chicago Cougars nothing. We're going to step aside and we'll be back with about 3 minutes to go for our National Coney Island first period recap. And welcome back to Mount Clemens, Michigan. Mount Clemens Ice Arena for the National Coney Island first period recap. National Coney Island has been in business since 1965. That's over 60 years, and currently owns and operates over 20 restaurants here in southeastern Michigan. Corporate headquarters are located just down the road in Roseville, Michigan, home of the original location. Call 1-888-44-CONEY and order now. Matt Naiman, about 3 minutes to go before period number 2. Some action, 29 seconds in. Ryan Jacobson is 6th of the season, assisted by Caleb Curto and Vince Pica. That's all the scoring we had. And these two teams really look like they were just trying to feel each other out again. They haven't seen each other in a few days, but not at all really what we expected over that first 20 minutes.
Well, I don't know if it's feeling each other out to see what's what, or the changes that were made in, trapping guys out, keeping them to the outside, protecting the house and getting that stuff done. So obviously compared to the games that we've seen over the weekend, this past weekend, it's not too much of a change, but you can tell there's a change just because there's not as many shots on goal. So both sides have made adjustments to their style of play and what they're doing. And, for the most part, it's working. It was that one quick goal by Ryan Jacobson, and that's all we've seen. Chicago had the power play opportunity. It started out good, and then the Jets pretty much just took it over and shut that down right away. And other than that, it's been a penalty-free game, but you can tell guys are starting to get a little bit more physical, and so I'm expecting with the way these last games have gone that we're going to see the penalties tick up here as this game goes on.
It wouldn't surprise you one bit. Shots on goal through the first 20 minutes of play. 12 for MJDP, 9 for the Cougars. Both goaltenders made some very good saves in that first period. I mean, Cyrus using every part of his body to keep the puck out. And Donahue, again, we mentioned it. He doesn't have to play as big, so he's just playing a strong game within the limits.
He's playing the basic game. He's not doing anything over the top. He's doing what he needs to do. He's squaring up to the shot, and unlike that first goal that went in, when you got guys out there in front of the net, you can't give up those rebounds like that.
Yeah, I mean, just one that he's probably going to want back. He left it right there. Jacobson pots it home. And, yeah, I mean, I do expect a little bit more action here. It seems like every game, the second period really starts to pick up the action as we get closer to the SESpayroll.com second period puck drop. Don't let payroll penalties slow you down. You're trying to win on the ice and in the office, but managing payroll is a whole different game. Stop wasting hours every pay period. SESpayroll.com handles all your payroll, taxes, and compliance with speed and accuracy, so you can focus on growing your business. Get back to what you do best. Get payroll done simply, reliably, and locally. Visit SESpayroll.com today. That's SESpayroll.com. 20 minutes up on the board. We've got teams on the ice. The flight deck continues to get more and more full. Everybody seems to be waking up a little bit more as we hit 3:30 here in southeastern Michigan. My name's Zeke Fravor, voice of the Toledo Cherokee, filling in for Matt Preer up in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Alongside me, Matt Naiman, color commentator, and Black Bear TV broadcast producer. We've got Tyler Naiman manning the camera. Everybody ready to rock. Puck is down again. It's hockey time here in Mount Clemens, Michigan, about a half hour northeast of Detroit. As Kauke throws a shoulder into Jacobson. Damaraki down to the corner. Kauke back up top. Damaraki on a cross. 2-on-1. Curto with Pika, now a 3-on-1. He's got Jacobson with him. Here's the shot. Save made Donahue. MJDP really loves this opening minute of the period.
Penalty here, and that is going to be on Chicago.
Big opportunity here as Manerik touches up. Give me the first power play of the game. as Jones heads to the box.
Interference.
For interference. That is going to bring up a Metro Jets Foundation power play. Every power play goal scored by the Metro Jets, MJDP, and Jets Elite on home ice at Mount Clemens Ice Arena. A donation will be made to one of the many youth hockey organizations here within the metropolitan Detroit area. Take a look at this MJDP power play on the season. Operating at 18.88%, 40th in the USPHL. Pass swung back to the far side. Shot save made by Donahue. Puck stays in the near side corner. That's cleared down the ice. The penalty kill for the Cougars, 86%, 18th in the USPHL. About 30 seconds into the man advantage for MJDP. Carried on ahead by Ujasinas. Work to the near side behind Fournier and McLean as Benavides peels back. Feeds on for McLean. Carries on in. McLean stepped into, lost the puck. Clear to the neutral zone by McElroy. Delayed offsides and officially called. Linesman making the signal. That may be coming all the way back down to the MJDP defensive zone. Just a minute, 22 seconds have elapsed here in the second period. One good opportunity for MJDP, unable to capitalize. They've got another minute and 10 seconds left on the Metro Jets Foundation power play. Schaefer. That was one of those scenarios where if you're Engstrom, you really don't want to win that faceoff forward, as that gives MJDP control of the puck. Schaefer for Anderson. He's got Smith with him. Left it for Smith. Carries on to the near side corner. Fernandez heavily into the corner. Schaefer pinching in. It's jammed out of the zone by Mena. Works back to the near side wall. Mena to the near side corner. Held away by Lejabokov. Dug free. Varelli back for Anderson. On for Smith. Carries in. 30 seconds going the power play. To the near side for Varelli. Up top he goes. Schaefer feeds across Lejabokov. Now down low Varelli. Lost the puck in his skates. Schaefer backhands one down over the stick of Varelli. And cleared down the ice by Fernandez. Maybe time for one more rush if MJDP hurries. Cyrus for Lejabokov. 8 seconds to go on the man advantage. Lejabokov dumps on in. Varelli with some pressure as we return to full strength. Both teams 0 for 1. That nearly a break for the Cougars. Cyrus out to play it. Backhands it to the near side for Schaefer. Shades of Austin Muirhead there. Undersized goaltender playing the puck. Smith around Rabone. Now Rabone picks up, just dumps on in. Battle in the far side corner between Smith and Rocco Watson. Played out, Stanhope couldn't hold in. Boscovich in his own defensive zone picks up on the near side. Loose puck, Kauke works down low for Bednarik. Just couldn't connect. Nice play by Stanhope. That shot is redirected by Kauke. Centers, the shot pokes Stennis, another big rebound. Jones, another opportunity, and it's cleared into the corner. Boscovich lobs one to the neutral zone. 3 good chances for the Cougars, and they could not capitalize. LeBlanc was sandwiched. Kobayashi picks up. Drives in, peels away from the pressure. Kobayashi still with the puck. Fans on the pass. Knocked away by Domaraki. Charles Domaraki into the neutral zone and hoisted back down the ice by Boscovich. Sent towards the blue line off the skates of Stanhope. 3-on-1 for the Cougars. Kauke, Jakubiak, and Bednarik. Bednarik to the pass, and it was too hard for him to handle. Boscovich feathers one into the neutral zone. Retner picks up, feeds on ahead into the skates of Kobayashi, kicks one along. LeBlanc with him. Kobayashi down the far wall, pokes in and heads off for a change. Jakubiak into the legs of Kobayashi. Decided to stay on for some pressure. Battle on the near side. Pika couldn't get there. Fournier on ahead he goes for Pika. Retner Near side corner, swipes one around, takes a weird bounce off the corner. Jacobson nearly got there. Now McElroy and now Jacobson jams one around Retner to Corral. Sticks one to the point. Fournier walks down in, lays one back. Pika on a cross he goes. Back return feed, Pika down to the half wall. Fournier works down low. Back for Fournier, shot. Rebound is sitting in front of the net. Jacobson threw that, literally threw that towards the net as play halted.
It's underneath somebody there. It was underneath Jacobson.
See face-off coming up. Still going to be in the offensive zone, should be for MJDP. And it will be. 14:53 left, second period of play. MJDP up 1-0. Still the only goal, 29 seconds into the first period from Ryan Jacobson. That's the only scoring we've had. Schaefer was looking for a redirection from Gamelin. Bukatowski down the ice. Nobody there for the Cougars. Foot race. We continue on. No icing. Schaefer sweeps that along. Bukatowski for McElroy. Back. Bukatowski to the dot. The shot, the save from Cyrus. Centering pass never reaches Luxinger. He stepped into in the near side corner by Simpson. Carried out by Gamelin. Stick lifted. Gotta be careful, keep your feet moving on that stick lift. Benavides, the shot, calmly gloved down by Donahue. Just under 6 minutes have elapsed here in the middle period. Lost 20 minutes of hockey there for a moment.
Did you go back to the future, or is that what that was?
Yeah, let me go to my DeLorean out in the parking lot. Boscovich from the point, works down low. Rabone couldn't handle the pass. He wanted to one-touch it. Worked up top, Stanhope. Gave it away. Carried out of the zone by Rodriguez. Dumps in. Boscovich angled on for Anderson. It finds the stick of Kobayashi. Now Stanhope accelerates into the zone. Stanhope in front through the goal mouth. Nobody there. That sets up Andrew Engstrom down the far wall. Nice defensive positioning from Boscovich. Keeps him to the perimeter. Boscovich picks up behind his own net. Chops one around. Engstrom backhands one farther along. Stanhope over skates. Rodriguez held to the wall. Rabone to pick up. Kind of a grinded out kind of period here so far. A couple of open opportunities. Everything else has been in tight. Stanhope tosses one down the ice. Jones swings one around to the near side. Anderson works one back for Rabone. Mena got in front of it. Damaraki. Now Rodriguez won't clear the zone. Nice play by Anderson to hold in. Smith for Lejabokov. Little pitch and catch back to Smith. Trying to drive wide. Chopped away by Damaraki. Lejabokov unable to hold in. Engstrom down the ice. Doesn't have the angle to get it towards the net, but he tries it anyways. Lejabokov pirouetting away from the pressure. Now Varelli over skates. Polkstenis stepped into. Top line back out for the Cougars. Papachristopoulos softly into the offensive zone. LeBlanc kicks it free. LeBlanc around a couple of Cougars. Opens his hips, fires a pass across, knocked aside. Papachristopoulos for Polkstenis. Manerick over the red line, lost the puck. Carried in by Liam Smith. Papachristopoulos checked by Varelli. As Varelli sweeps one along, couldn't get around Kauki. Fournier to a knee, holds in. Kauki down the ice. Kauki can't get around Schaefer, who just dumps in. Sticked aside by Donahue. Papa Christopoulos backhands one around for Rentner. Off the wall for Manerick. Backhands one ahead. Big hit thrown by Polk Stennis, 2-on-1. Kauke for Rentner, and a nice play by Jacobson. Lost the stick in the process. Jakubiak tries to work his way in. Nice play by Pika. No stick for Jacobson. He's going to head towards the bench. As Curto applying pressure. Jacobson just going to get a change. McElroy to the forehand. Drop pass. Twiddell, the shot misses the net wide. Simpson passes on ahead for McLean. Now for Curto. Drop pass. Pika. Pika the shot over the net. End to end we go now. Jakubiak into the neutral zone out of the reach of Ujasinas, who just taps one along. Twiddell for McElroy. Back for Twiddell. Jakubiak scores. You saw it coming, Matt Naiman. Lots of pressure. Jakubiak found the open ice. Had 3 points against MJDP last weekend. Picks up another one here.
Yeah, and I was just saying, you could just see the pressure. Them guys were cycling the puck really good, moving it around, and they just couldn't clear out the front of the net. He found the open ice, and there it was.
9:54 the second period. Jakubiak picks up his third goal of the season. MJDP has done such a good job of shutting down that Kauke line. They forgot all about that second line that still has some skill with Jakubiak and Twiddell. I mean, yeah, they may not have a bunch of points, but they have a lot of experience. So we're back square at 1. Luxinger into the offensive zone. Stanhope has the puck taken away by McElroy. McElroy down. Cyrus nearly into the shin pads of Luxinger. Luxinger into the corner. Pokes one around. Awkwardly into the boards goes Pia Katowski. Extra slash in on Stanhope. Play reverts to the neutral zone. Jones to the near side. Bounces one for McElroy. Domaraki and Piukatowski. Piukatowski in to the forehand. A diving block there. Nice play made by Ujasinas. McLean back out to the neutral zone. Unable to connect with Gamelin. Benavides. Down he goes. Odd man rush for a moment. Benavides unable to get around the 20 of Gavin Jones. Sent down the ice. Icing called against the Cougars. 9:05 to go in the second period. We're tied at 1. Face off to the glove side of Donahue. Kobayashi line comes on for MJDP. Held in by Fournier. Throws one down and around. Jones to pick up. Lejabokov walks, fires a shot, blocked by Domaraki. Axed off the glass. Fournier stepped into by McElroy. Played down into the neutral zone by Luxinger. Now off for Domaraki. Charles Domaraki works his way in. Can't get around Lejabokov. Anderson checked hard. Throw towards the net. Domaraki had lingered back down low. Nearly a bang-bang play there for the Cougars.
That could have been a real dangerous play. I watched Jamie Lovell's. I looked at Jamie Lovell's face when he missed that. He was like, whoa. That's definitely something he'll be talking to him about when he gets back on the bench.
8:15 to go. Lejabokov picks up. Got to keep an eye on Charles Domaraki. Again, 36 points in 36 games played as a defenseman. Multiple-time winner of the USPHL Midwest Division Defenseman of the Week. Kobayashi up the ice. Unable to get around Papa Christopoulos. Dumped in Lejabokov. Papa Christopoulos backhands across for Rentner. Throws one down the ice. Got a foot race to the dot. Not going to matter as Engstrom had peeled away. Icing called once again on the Cougars. That's Steve Malte not too happy right now. Was that him that was yelling?
I believe so.
I mean, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary there.
I didn't
it seemed
either.
like a normal hockey play. Of course, he played the game at a lot higher level than I did. As the puck up and out of play.
Yeah, it's too bad you're not sticking around here, Zeke, and just we're all heading out to Hamlin Pub at around 6 o'clock today.
I am looking
There's
forward.
a hotel right across the street.
I am looking. I didn't bring a go bag. I'm never ready for emergencies.
Oh, you have to be. You never know.
I'm looking forward to a whole night's sleep in my own bed. I think it's been a long week on the road for the majority of last weekend. Back to work and then on the road today and tomorrow. Smith carries in, backhands across over LeBlanc. Too far for him to do anything with. Backhanded in by Simpson. Smith trying to get there. Now Varelli digs the puck free. Gave it away to Polkstenis. Polkstenis through the wickets of Schaefer. Kicked along by Minerick and LeBlanc. For Varelli with a wrist shot. Loose on the doorstep. Varelli can't put it home. And a recovery by Donahue. A beautiful opportunity for MJDP.
That was there for the taking. Wow.
I mean, that puck was just laying there, just asking
It
to be
was
put
an inch
home.
from the line. Unbelievable.
Somehow stayed out, bounced back in front, and Donahue a nice recovery to his left to keep this thing all square. Held in by Boscovich. Stanhope just cross corner dump. Curto to the net. Redirected in front by Jacobson. He's got a nose for the net right now. Worked up top. Boscovich works back down low. Couldn't hit the stick of Curto. Jacobson to Stanhope. Works the blue line. Boscovich towards the net. Redirected. A blocker save made by Donahue. 6:37 to play in the second period. Kauke. Stretch pass for Minerick. Now on for Polkstenis on the near side. Polkstenis. Kauke. Shot save made by Cyrus. Kauke loves that. Work one way and shoot the other.
Yep. Yeah, and you'll see him getting in there. You'll see that whole scenario get set up every time.
Kauke goes down on the play. Penalty coming up to MJDP. Graham to the box for slashing. Will bring up another take it to the mat. Michigan athlete training penalty kill. I'm not going to say anything on that penalty call. I'll let my silence speak on that.
It's like that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, did you see that, how the whole play went down?
No,
it wasn't
I
a
did not.
huge, I don't know if it was enough to warrant that call, but I think Grant Lipstaff is kind of seeing the temperature, the tensions in this game rising in a tight game. So I do understand the call.
Exactly. And as you were going with that, that's the way Lipstaff will operate too. He'll let you play to a point.
Yeah, big collision there. Yeah, no, he does a good job of kind of reading the temperature, reading the room. I'm sure if you ask Jamie Lovell or Jake Howie what they think, it would be a completely different answer, but nonetheless, another penalty kill coming up here for MJDP. They killed the first penalty off in the first period. Hoping to do the same. Fernandez carries on ahead. Well wide with that dump in. Pika tied up with Damaraki. Now for McElroy. Luxinger tries to find it. One-handed poke up to the point for Fernandez. Fournier off the wall. Piekatowski to the net. Now Luxinger fakes one way, drops one back for McElroy. 50 seconds left on the power play for the Cougars. Damaraki in a rising shot up and over the net. Fernandez back up the wall, delayed offsides, gives Fournier a couple extra seconds. He'll dump down the ice. Now Fernandez off the linesman. Jacobson finds it off the glove of Luxinger. Now back for Minerick. He'll swing one back for Fernandez. 25 seconds go on the power play. Damaraki, beautiful pass for Luxinger. He's got time, he's got space, and he misses the net with the shot. Kauke spins one back down around for Will Minerick. Minerick finds Kauke, backhand. 5 to go on the power play. Cleared down the ice. Donahue sets up. We're back to full strength. Graham returns to the bench. Now a stretch pass. Kauke did not get a piece of that. He was in prime position to redirect that in. It just hopped up over the stick. .404 to go in the second period. This game may not be super high scoring, but it has certainly lived up to its billing. Between two teams still in the mix for that number 2 spot in the Midwest Division. Benavides backhands one. Schaefer shot well wide of the net. Manerick to the far side. Lejabokov carries in, upended by Retner, who's now harassed by Benavides. Retner cycles one back. And now McLean. McLean works out wide on Retner, angles one up top. Lejabokov back for McLean. Pass into his skates. McLean checked by Retner. Gamelin works in. Gamelin is upended by Retner as Donahue goes down. Grabbed the stick of Gamelin, still not to his feet. McLean, if he would have picked that up clean, he could have had a wraparound opportunity there. Benavides to the far side corner. 3:10 to play. Gamelin overskated the puck, played around by Rocco Watson. Schaefer gloves it down, cleared out by Twaddell. Nice play by Lejabokov, pushed it too far ahead. Retner, couple of stick handles, feeds on back from Manerick. Puck still bouncing a little bit. Smith back, 2:40 to play. Lejabokov on up ice. Boscovich, the shot redirected and a save made by Donahue. 2:29 to play in the second period.
So you got an idea on who Sarah's going to talk to? I think it could be one of these guys here.
That would be my assumption.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet. You can pick one. That is, unless something happens here, remaining like 2:25 left in the second period.
Still a little bit of time. MJDP has had their chances, none better than the one a couple of minutes ago where that puck was just asking and begging to be put in the net. One touch back to the near side for Mena. Stick work abounds as it's dumped back in. 2:02 to play in the period. Mena taken out of the play by Boscovich, swung around by Simpson. Damaraki, the pass was blocked by Simpson. Damaraki retrieves. Damaraki spins one towards the net as Cyrus jumped up trying to catch it. Under 2 to play in the period. Boscovich out wide. Varelli, and thrown back in by Andrew Engstrom. 12 points on the season for Engstrom out of St. Charles, Illinois. As that is dumped down the ice, and icing called against MJDP. 1:24 to go here in the second period of play. One to one the score. Rentner worked down low, lost the puck. Piekatowski pokes one down. Smith back. Simpson now on ahead, redirected up into the neutral zone by LeBlanc. Rentner, stretch pass for Luxinger in stride. Luxinger tries to lay one on ahead for Bosk, and it's intercepted by Boscovich. Kobayashi. Now Rabone tries to work over Rentner. Kobayashi down for Anderson up top. Who's just seeing us? The shot blocked by Piekatowski. He's feeling that as that goes up and out of play. Immediately Gonna head to the bench and get a change. Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that'll make you say a few chosen words. That never feels good.
Dadgummit, I'm sure is what he said.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Or
he said.
fiddlesticks. 37.9 to go in the second period, 1-1. We'll have our Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on ice reporter, Sarah Vassar. Coming up here in, I was going to say 30 seconds or so, but we'll just hold that off for a few more seconds. Icing called against the Cougars. She'll be with our DTS drivetrain specialist second period interview. See, I've got to get used to all these ad reads.
Yes.
Not used to doing all that with Toledo.
Yeah.
We got
yeah.
one big sponsor for the broadcast. There's so much more you got to read up here. Anderson to the net.
We have important people here.
I just got to put the legwork in. Anderson shot goes wide. Stanhope a drive. Blocked by Kauke. Another shot, Stanhope. And a save made Donahue. Stanhope works back down low. Rabone couldn't connect with Kobayashi. Kauke trying to break free as he's tied up. Throws an extra shot in on Rabone. Still tied up. Kauke another shot in on Rabone. As the linesmen step in. Some words between the two teams. Some excitement. Our DTS drivetrain specialist second period interview is going to be with Vince Pica. Had an assist on that Jacobson goal in the first period. He'll be with Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on ice reporter Sarah Vassar as they get set up at center ice. And now they are ready. Sarah, take it away with Vince Pica.
Thanks, Zeke. So, Vince, you assisted for the Jets' goal today. Can you walk us through what you saw there?
Yeah, I got the puck up here on the side. I walked it in. So Jake shot on that.
So, heading into the third period, the score is tied. What do you think you guys have to do to break that? All right, well, good luck with the rest of the game.
Thank you very much.
Back up to you guys on the mic deck.
Thank you, Sarah. I could just imagine he was saying, we just got to get pucks deep.
For some reason,
Can you not hear me?
No, I can hear. We can hear you, but the moment you do this, you go away.
Oh.
I don't know.
Can you give us a recap of a second answer at least?
Hello, did you hear that?
No, it keeps cutting out. We'll have to get that fixed.
Rats.
Get pucks deep. That's what we're going to say.
Yeah.
So that is going to do it through 40 minutes. Just one goal for the Cougars that period. Your score at the end of 2 periods of play. MJDP 1, Chicago Cougars 1. We're going to step aside for the ice cut, and we'll be back for our third period of play, the second period recap, in about 12 to 13 minutes. And we welcome you back to Mount Clemens, Michigan, about 30 minutes northeast of Detroit. As we get back into things, the DTS Drivetrain Specialist second period recap. For over 40 years, DTS has been the place to go for hardcore drivetrain solutions. Founded and run by performance enthusiasts, DTS is the kind of place they were looking for but could never find. Located in Warren, Michigan, DTS is the place for all the high-performance parts and all the hard-won knowledge required to make them work in hardcore applications. Go to drivetrainspecialist.com for more information. Just the one goal in that second period, Matt Naiman. Nazar Yakubiak, his third goal of the season, second against MJDP, was just right on the doorstep, little bang-bang play, and that's the only score we had. I mean, 1-1, really not much you can say for either team. I mean, both teams playing well. Maybe they're getting their chances. It's just the goaltenders right now they're playing well.
Yeah, they are. They're doing well, and a lot of the little things both teams are doing. So when you're doing stuff majority of the right way, that makes it difficult to score. So we got just like I kind of figured, we're going to have one heck of a game here, and they got 20 minutes to figure it out. So it's going to be a good one. The guys need to keep their tempers in check, as we saw some extracurricular at the end of that period there. So they'll just have to keep that stuff in check, stay out of the penalty box, and one of these teams is going to we'll see. 20 minutes may not be enough, but you don't know with the way this game's going.
Well, if history has a way of showing things, MJDP usually has pretty good luck when I'm on the call. If you remember that fantastic game at Nationals a couple years ago to take them to the semifinals, defeating the Potomac Patriots, that still might be one of my favorite games that I've called in my career.
I was standing alongside the glass when that happened, and I was just like, wow, they did it.
Jake Taylor.
It was just an unbelievable feeling. You want to know what was funny is that during that, I have no skin in the game. I don't have a kid playing, but it's just the loyalty of the team, right? My kid skated with them for 4 years, played with these guys for 4 years, and we've still stayed with them an additional 4 years so far after, and we just love this program, and win or lose, just like they say, once a Jet, always a Jet, and we just support these guys 100% all the way.
I still get goosebumps thinking about just how the game went. Double overtime. Me and Tristan Jensen, head coach of the Colonels.
It was a nail biter.
I mean, and again, nobody expected that.
That was one, too. Didn't he come up? They started using his sound effect or something like that, didn't it? What was it that he did? I forget what that was.
He, the little alien toys from Toy Story. La Claw.
Yes!
It was the end of a very long day, and he just came out with that. I think I had about 2 minutes where I couldn't say anything. It still is hilarious to me.
Yes, and then they started using it out on the ice.
Yeah, Matt DiGiacomo.
That was classic.
Good times. Well, puck is down, and for the final 20-minute period, it's hockey time here in Mount Clemens, Michigan. MJDP Chicago Cougars battling it out here and battling for the second seed in the Midwest Division. Lejabokov on across Fournier up the wall. Jones had an opportunity, peeled away, and icing going to be called 24 seconds in to period 3. Not the intended play, I would presume.
No, that's the one thing. I mean, you get some bouts where the Jets, will ice the puck and just mess things up. But that's, obviously no team wants to ice the puck at all.
Especially not on your first shift into the third period. Damaraki on out wide for Polkstenis. As a heavy collision behind the net, Damaraki picks up in the neutral zone. Lost the puck to Curto, got an assist on that Jacobson goal 29 seconds into the first period. Played down the ice, a bouncer. Rentner knocks it down out of the air and works on ahead for Piakatowski. Piukatowski slices through the neutral zone into the offensive zone, lost the puck, sticked aside by Cyrus. McElroy, far side corner, works for Luxinger, taken away by Smith. Backhands on ahead, takes a bounce off the stanchion onto the stick of Rentner. Acutely up the boards, Varelli redirects in. 18:40 to play in regulation. Simpson back down for Varelli. Hard to get around Tyler Rentner. He's got pretty good reach in his frame. 6'4", 230 pounds out of Arlington Heights, Illinois. Off the glass he goes for Simpson. Varelli, as offsides is called, he said with a question mark.
I did. I thought it was good.
Kind of like that play in the Elite game earlier. Looked to be about a foot off sides. They said
That
it was
one,
good.
yeah, that one was, yeah. That, but you know, it is what it is.
Boscovich fires one down and in. These two teams will be in action again tomorrow afternoon, 2:30 start time. As it's backhanded in by Benavides. Picked up by Rodriguez behind the net. Trickles one across and backhanded down the ice by Mena as icing called against the Cougars now. 17:43 to go, third period of play. 1-1, but we really haven't touched on it too much, but playoffs, I mean, they're right around the corner, right? I mean, I know for Toledo we've got 3 games left. Obviously a huge one on Saturday with the big Metro Jets, last time for the regular season.
What's so big about that game?
I don't know. It's something just tells me it could be a big game. Past history or rivalry or something along those lines.
No, though. So that what are the other games that Toledo has coming up?
So they'll have a week off after that, and then the weekend of the 20th and 21st, a home and home with the Columbus Mavericks. That's it.
Columbus Mavericks, they're surprisingly sneaky.
Yes.
They really are.
They're a good team. Their age-outs are very good, as Stanhope fires a shot glove down by Donahue. My concern with Columbus is that they peaked, and there's some more extracurriculars there. Again, Rabone is involved. Nothing coming of it. But did Columbus peak too early is my question. They were playing very, very good hockey.
Yeah.
Defeated Metro, defeated Toledo, and they don't really have what I would call a signature win. You know, they kind of came up here. They played in the Detroit Showcase, obviously. Went back and forth with the Charlotte Rush, ended up losing that game, and they just haven't had as much momentum, is the way I would put it.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, the Great Lakes division it still could get interesting.
Yeah,
you know,
it could.
Toledo needs a couple of points. 1 point for sure over the next 3 games, and they'll lock up a top 2 seed. Again, need some help that I'm not sure is coming from Metro. But this division here.
Metro is not going to give you guys any help whatsoever.
Kauke picked the pocket of Fournier and
Fournier
scores.
completely mishandled that puck and went to go pass it and missed it. His stick went over the puck, and Kauke was right there. Boom, and in, and now 2-1.
And that is one of those plays that should the Cougars win, obviously that's would be the game winner, but you're going to look back on that as, man, how do we fix that?
Yeah, I mean, that reminds me of, you know, when you have a situation like that where a player does that, goes to pass it, and their stick goes over the puck, kind of like golfing, right? So where you're lifting up and going right over the ball, and you're swinging a miss, right? That's exactly what happened there.
Kauke picks up his 24th goal of the season, 147th career point. So we'll keep an eye on that over the rest of this series. He needs 3 points to hit 150 in his career. But for the majority of this game, MJDP did such a good job at shutting this line down, and then Just one little mishandle. 2-on-1 here. Laid across Jacobson. He's all alone. Jacobson, the shot and the save is made by Donahue. A momentum-changing save. Too many men on the ice for MJDP. Give up the goal. And that had to have been a long time with 6 skaters on the ice.
It had to him because he was standing all the way over here and skated off. Right below me on the flight deck.
Another mental mistake from MJDP gives the Cougars an opportunity on the power play here. Stepping in to take the face-off is Spencer Kauke. On the take it to the mat, Michigan athlete training penalty kill is MJDP. Fernandez off the wall, couldn't connect with Kauke. Now Will Manerick, far side corner. Got to kill this off if you're MJDP. Quick shot blocker to side by Cyrus. Kauke lobs one down for Will Manerick. Boscovich was tied up with Polk Stennis, battle of 37s. Kauke to the net. Cyrus may have got a piece of that. Sounded like it hit the pad. Kauke controlling the play right now. Works up top. Fernandez to the near side. He goes Damaraki. Rink wide. Kauke in front. Nice play by Boscovich. Now a break the other way, possibly. Kobayashi trying to break free. Sockers one across, but Kauke read it the whole way.
That was a good heads up by Kobayashi there to kick that over the blue line to hopefully continue that 2-on-1.
Polk Stennis. In he goes through the wickets of Fournier. Back on the ice. Need a quick reset out of him. He's a big part of this defensive core for MJDP. Damaraki bounces one down. Kauke back for Damaraki. On for Fernandez with a wrist shot. Hit a body in front and cleared out of the zone. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Kauke, Damaraki, nice play by Ujasinis. Fernandez.
We got you, Zeke. Had to make a little bit of a correction, so we're good.
Is that offsides it was called there?
Yes.
Hey, you're going to have to correct me like 4 more times, just so you know.
Well, anytime you said it, I was doing something else, focusing in on something, and not something I really want to do on air. You know what I'm saying?
I talked to him last year when he had first signed with the Cougars last year, I believe, right? He played for the Cougars. Yeah. And I can't remember. I can never remember the name of the old Cougars coach. It's slipping. I can't remember right now. As MJDP is back to full circle, he goes, "Hey, take a look at this guy's name. How do you say it?" I'm like, "Dude, I have no idea." So he goes. They said we call him Paul. I said, "Paul, come here." As it's laid through the slot, nobody there, Lejabokov. But he goes, the way I was saying it was, at least I thought the way he told me to say it in Toledo. But he never was in the lineup, so I never had to say it.
Yeah.
So you will absolutely, yes, you will have to correct me more times. I guarantee it. Luxinger, puck hops over a stick, dumped in by Schaefer. LeBlanc behind the net. Luxinger looking for a penalty there as bodies still colliding. Schaefer behind the net with Watson. Luxinger to the near side, Pukatowski. McElroy, Pukatowski shot. Cyrus a big rebound. Schaefer got a piece of it. Rentner was right there. Carried out by LeBlanc. Hands off for Smith. Works out wide. Smith tries to cut in. Nice play by Damaraki. 12.5 to play in regulation.
You're seeing both sides right now really starting to throw the body around right now, especially up along the wall. So this game could get quite interesting here towards the latter half of this third period.
LeBlanc. Simpson to the near side. Boscovich shot blocked aside by Pukatowski. Went through the cross beams. Yeah. And we continue on. Simpson, drop pass. Benavides out for Gamelin. Backhanded out of the zone by Jones. Boscovich on for Simpson. Throws one on ahead for Gamelin. Left one for Benavides. Drop pass Gamelin.
No one home.
Simpson following up. Shot block Damaraki. 11:40 to play. Odd man rush. Damaraki. Cross for Engstrom. The shot and scores. 3-1. The Cougars lead. 11:33 to play. Fifth goal of the season for Andrew Engstrom. Really uphill battle now for MJDP.
Well, that was a goal for something. They just collected the puck. Is that his first goal of the season by chance?
Shouldn't be. According to his stats, it should be number 5.
I don't know. They grabbed the puck. I don't know. Maybe they just like the Jets logos on the pucks.
Let's click on his name on USPHL.com/premier.
I didn't think it was.
Shouldn't be. No, it should be his 64th career point. No, I'm not seeing anything crazy, but
Hey. Wants to take home a little memento. Who knows?
puck bounces around. Papa Christopoulos.
You just like that name.
It's fantastic. I don't know. Every time I say it, it just makes me.
Makes you happy.
It does. Oh, here goes Kauke back the other way. One-on-one Stanhope. Kauke around Stanhope. Poked free by Cyrus. Loose. Kauke another drive. Cyrus covers up. Things have really opened up for Spencer Kauke in this one.
He's always that guy he is their number one guy to watch out for. He has just, for the Jets at least, for the Jets. He's their number one guy to watch out for. He's so dangerous to them.
I think every time, any team goes to play the Cougars, you look and you circle number 25, you circle number 10 on the line chart, because those are the guys that can really burn you. As Jacobson is interfered with, and that is going to be called. Rentner cannot believe it. As soon as you leave that lane and put your hands on a player, that's a telltale sign for a referee. And that's going to be a power play coming up. Metro Jets Foundation power play for MJDP. Interference, the call on Rentner. Can they make some noise?
They have no choice right now with only 10:41 left. They're going to have this 2-minute or less power play. In order for, I think, the Jets to come back with the way Chicago's playing, they have to capitalize on this power play.
Cleared down the ice. Shots are now in favor of the Cougars. 25-24 overall in this period, out shooting MJDP 6-3. Gamelin works to the near side wall. Dropped one back. Luxinger finds the puck. Luxinger the shot, and Cyrus has to bail out the defense there. Misplayed, and Luxinger was right there. That clock had continued to run for about 5 seconds there.
Yeah, they got it.
Just little things I look for as a former ref. Now Grant Lipstaff going to tell Steve Malte how long they're going to hold it for. .137 is what's on the clock left on this Metro Jets Foundation power play. As McElroy steps in. Clock starts to run. Varelli throws on the brakes. Softly taps one in for Smith. Poked around to the near side. Intended for Anderson. Sweeps one to the point. Lejabokov. Back for Anderson. Halfway through this third period. Schaefer. Lejabokov. One-timer, Anderson hit something, might have been the post on the far side. Varelli for Schaefer and Lejabokov. To the half wall, Anderson walks in the shot, Donahue the save. Lejabokov on the backhand, works to the forehand, passes off Schaefer, return feed, Lejabokov with a wrist shot, redirected up and into the netting. Will halt play, 9:34 to go in the third period. Chicago up on MJDP, 3-1.
Yeah, right now the Jets on this power play, they were being very methodical on passing that puck around and what lanes they were going to choose to shoot that puck in. So they're going to have to, with only 53 seconds left, they're going to have to get that moving.
Anderson for Schaefer, for Lejabokov. Quarterbacking this power play. Now Anderson, shot blocked on Meraki. Smith sweeps one down for Varelli, now on for Smith. For Anderson. Slowly, now a hard pass for Schaefer. 28 seconds to go on the power play. Varelli, the shot, rebound is sitting there for Smith. He got one opportunity, now plays one to the point. Schaefer, 20 to go on the power play. Anderson, across, Varelli the shot, Donahue the save. Poked up to the point. Schaefer again, 10 seconds left on the power play. Varelli stepped in too heavily by Jones. Pass to the point, nice work by Schaefer to hold it in. Finds Anderson, 2 to go on the power play. Fans on the shot, we're back to full strength. And now a giveaway. Mena and Engstrom. Now it's just dumped in, 8.5 to play. Cyrus around to the near side for Anderson. As Damaraki steamrolls Lejabokov in front of the net, we continue on. Anderson, long shift for him, well over a minute on the ice now. Carried out by Fernandez. On sides play, Kauki. That extra height there really helped him hold the blue line. Somebody like me, I'm 3 feet off sides at that point. Passed on ahead for LeBlanc. Nice escape move by Rocco Watson. Under 8 to play. Kobayashi throws on the brakes. Passes off for LeBlanc, and he just couldn't get a hold of it. Manerick down the ice. Manerick lays one across for Polkstenis, who nearly blows a tire. Now Manerick to Kauki. Kauki with the shot. Never got it to the net. Then he was upended. Kauki in front. Intercepted by LeBlanc. He's got Rabone with him. Lobbed in by LeBlanc. He's interfered with. And that is again going to draw the attention of Grant Libstaff. Play is halted. That's almost the exact same play as Tyler Rentner made.
That's
the standard that's been set. Is the minute you leave your lane, and that's exactly what Grant Libstaff is telling him. As soon as you leave your lane and put your body into a guy,
direct him into where you want him to go. Yep.
That's going to get called. So once again, it's a Metro Jets Foundation power play for MJDP. If the last one,
you can like briefly interrupt them getting to the play, but you can't stop them from getting to the play, if that makes sense.
Rentner around, held in by Fournier. If the last power play was a must score, I don't know what the heck you call this one. 7 minutes to play in the third. MJDP down by 2. Papa Christopoulos down the ice. Maybe it's just the way it sounds altogether.
It is catchy.
6 syllables. Kind of reminds me of Jared Saltalamacchia. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. All the syllables in it. Spun back down low. Smith giving chase, tied up in the corner. Now Rentner ties up his man. Fournier on a cross he goes. 6:23, time ticking down on MJDP. Fournier with a howitzer from the point, misses the net high and wide. Varelli, the shot off the side of the net. Smith stabs away, held in at the point. Fed to the near side. Anderson, the shot, he scores! A power play goal for MJDP. My. what have we here? Is this a new game?
It very well could be. Only down 1 with just over 6 minutes left here. I mean, they had the Jets had 2 defensive collapses there, which caused those 2 goals. And you're the one. You can't even say it was a defensive collapse. You missed passing the puck and just kept it there. Not much you can do about that one.
That's the look MJDP was looking for on the last power play. They wanted to get the puck to Anderson. He was in that spot the whole time. This time it works out. 8th goal of the season. And it's a 3-2 game. 6 minutes to go. Carried on ahead by Pika. Chopped away Damaraki. Schaefer to the net. Blocked up and out of play. 5:50 to go. They were keeping track of the shots a couple of minutes ago in the period. Stuck at 25-24. Off the face-off, loose puck. Pika in front. Nice play by Damaraki to just use the toe of his skate to hold that away. Wraparound opportunity from Pika is stopped by Donahue. Nice back check by Pika. Dumped in by Engstrom. Glove down. Cyrus thought about playing it for a split second. Thinks better of it. Hangs on. 5:32 to play in regulation time.
Boy, and to think we're doing this again tomorrow.
It's going to be, I tell you what, if tomorrow's game is half as good as this, I mean, this is exactly what you look for. Quick goal, tightly contested. As that's thrown towards the net. Cyrus had it for a moment, knocked free. But, team goes up a couple. Other team battles back. I mean, this is, it's not quite.
This is your classic good hockey game to watch.
Jacobson backhands in. Curto alone with the puck. Throws it in front. Engstrom, the recovery to knock it away from Jacobson. Engstrom backhands it around. Final 5 in this one. As Curto in front he goes. Dangerous play from Donahue, sending the puck into the shin pads of Jacobson. Dominic Mena is hit hard by Simpson. Pika around to the near side for Boscovich. Back across he goes. Simpson, a giveaway. Kauki tried to drop one back for Polk Stennis. Kauki has to tag up. Simpson picks up. Grant Libstaff almost got smoked on the redirection there. Boscovich on ahead. And that will be an icing against MJDP with 4:18 to go. One goal lead for the Cougars. Expect to see a lot of this top line for Steve Malte, Polk Stennis, and Kauki and Manerick. Boscovich takes his man into the corner. That's Polk Stennis. 237s battle it out. Puck squirts free. Simpson for Gamblin. On across he goes for McLean. Ridden hard into the boards. Stretch pass for Polk Stennis, and he is steamrolled. Kauki the shot. Again, he finds himself all alone. Kauki another shot. Cyrus thought he had it in the chest area, and now cleared out to the neutral zone. Kobayashi. Piakatowski clears the zone. No icing coming. Cyrus fires one out wide, gave it away. Luxinger to Kauki to the far side corner. Luxinger. Stanhope. Headmans for Gamelin. Now on for LeBlanc. Dumps in. 3:10 to play. Battle on the far side. Kobayashi back into the traffic. Legibokov towards the net, blocked by Rentner. Rentner backhands off the wall, held in. Now cleared out. Battled directly underneath us. Dug free by LeBlanc. Out for Fournier, on ahead for Rabone. Rentner, 2:35 to play. Kobayashi finds a loose puck, sends one in front, nobody there for MJDP. Carried out by McElroy. Chip and chase hockey, McElroy with speed behind the net, closed off by Fournier. Rabone to the neutral zone. Rentner dumps back in. 2:10 to play.
Lipstaff almost got a hit again. The puck came off of that stanchion, came right straight out across the ice, almost hit Lipstaff once again.
That's the universe trying to tell you something.
Poor guy.
Fournier on ahead. One touched by Anderson to Smith to Anderson to Varelli. For Smith with a shot, shrugged off. He had the corner pick, but Donahue with the shoulder keeps it out. Mena backhands in. Simpson for Varelli. Shuffled back down by Engstrom, now chipped out by Varelli.
Noise.
We continue on. The Cougars bench didn't believe that one. Played to the neutral zone. 1:20 to go. Varelli carries on ahead, and offsides is called against MJDP. 76 seconds remain in this one. 1 goal game. As timeout called by Jake Howie and MJDP. Waited to the last possible second for that one. Smart call. Matt Naiman, 76 seconds to go in this one.
Oh, they got their work cut out for them because they're they only got the 1 goal on their power plays. And so even if they pull them, that's, you know, in essence a power play. But then you only have, let's say, 1 minute left, taking them the time to get the player off the ice and getting off the ice. That's not a lot of time to make something happen. So, and plus you're starting to face off in the neutral zone. So what, how long is it going to take you to gain possession in there and to give Cyrus that time to get off the ice, get your extra player on the ice. So it's going to be very interesting. I think if they do get this done, you're looking at, maybe a 45-second to 50-second man advantage for the Jets if they're able to pull this off.
Makes it so much harder when it's 6-on-5 rather than 5-on-4. There's only so much space in the offensive zone as Gamble has the puck taken away. Backhanded in. Fournier picks up near side corner. Behind the net he goes. Final minutes of play as Manerick pops one in.
I almost have to watch the replay on that one.
That was just a weird play. I mean, Fournier had the puck behind the net, and then he didn't. And that makes it a 2-goal game with 59 seconds to go. The prevailing look up here on the flight deck is just disbelief.
Did that go?
We'll have to pull up a
Wow.
replay here on Black Bear TV at some point.
I mean, that was like that quick. We're looking for the play. I was actually looking a bit up the ice to see how they were setting up. I wasn't even looking there, and that's generally not an issue to get the puck out from behind your net.
Smith carries up ice, 43 seconds to go. Drop pass Varelli. Pitched down the ice. Not going to have the legs for icing. Boscovich got to pick up. 32 seconds to play. Anderson leads Stanhope on ahead. Smith is knocked to the ice. Stanhope has the puck knocked off his stick. Polkstenis clears down the ice. Cyrus to play. 20 seconds to go in regulation. Dangerous play. Anderson lost the puck. Boscovich with 10 seconds to go. Dances in. Puck poked away. Varelli the shot. Donahue. The save keeps things going. Smart play as that hits the glove of Stanhope, and that is going to do it here In this one, the Chicago Cougars 4-2 victors over MJDP. Chicago moves to 14-19, 2-1, 31 points, still fourth in the Midwest Division. MJDP drops to 18-21-0, still at 37 points, still 21 points shy of the Fort Wayne Spacemen in the Midwest Division. These two teams get to battle it all out again tomorrow afternoon. 2:30 puck drop in that one. I mean, you can obviously look at the scoreboard. You can be disappointed, right? But the action that was in this game, it was a very, very good game.
Oh, it was a very, very competitive back and forth game. I mean, and then when any team, in a sense, had the advantage, there was a big threat there in the zone in regards to they were just able to go low to high across and just everything, and it just made it real dangerous.
4-2 final here in this one. Trying to see if they update any of the shots here in this period. But the Cougars come to Mount Clemens, Michigan, go down early in this one. 29 seconds in, battle back, go up 3-1. MJDP answers, and Will Manerick on just a weird kind of play with the insurance goal. In this one, his 16th of the season. That'll give him a 6-game point streak for the young man out of Huntley, Illinois. But that is going to do it here this afternoon from MCIA. We thank you for tuning in here this afternoon on Black Bear TV, for all your support. Wherever you tuned in from here this afternoon, we cannot thank you enough for your support. For Tyler Naiman, for my color man, Matt Naiman, my name is Zeke Fravor, filling in for Matt Preer today and tomorrow here on Black Bear. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe if you're getting snow wherever the heck you are at, but we do
we
thank
got
you.
them in here.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun ride home for me. I get to turn around and do it all over again tomorrow. But again, we do thank you for tuning in here this evening. And we'll see you again tomorrow. These two teams on the Premier side, 2:30 start. Elite is at 11:30. Final score today, Chicago Cougars 4, MJDP 2.